Skincare lovers, welcome back to my channel. It's Wendy. We live in a time where having an extensive skincare routine are normal. With new product launches happening every week, we are pushed to believe more products will give us better and faster results. But our skin doesn't work that way. Our skin barriers actually has its own limit. It can only handle so many products with different ingredients before it gets overwhelmed. So in today's video, I want to talk about something that many of us, including myself, are experiencing, which is overloading skincare. I will walk you through what overloading skincare really means, how to know if you are doing it, and how to fix it. Let's get started. So what does overloading skincare really mean? Overloading happens when we push our skin beyond what it can handle by layering too many products, using too many actives at once, or switching out products too often. Sounds familiar? I have been there as well. Even gentle products can become very irritating when your overall routine are long and complex. Your skin barriers is a protective layer that need time to adjust, rest, and repair. So when you are adding or layering too many things at once, it doesn't really give our skin barrier time to rest and reset. That's why when the skin barrier is overwhelmed, the result on your skin is the barrier dysfunction with a lot of irritation, inflammation, as well as breakouts. Now that we know what it is, let's break it down even further so that we can understand what's causing it. It usually happens in three ways, even when we think we are doing everything right. First, using multiple products from the same category. A popular example is skin flooding. This means using multiple toners to provide deep, insane hydration for the skin. Funny enough, this concept isn't really new. Skincare enthusiasts has been doing this for a very long time. It just started getting a new trendy name in the last couple years. But as you know, when you're layering too many products at once, it can cause congestion on your skin. And there's only so much hydration that your skin can take in. So it can be beneficial to someone that was dehydrated at first and they started to implement skin flooding. They will see dramatic results on their skin with how hydrated and plumping the skin feels. But if your skin is a little bit more reactive, or if you have been overdoing with your skin, then your skin will start to show signs of more dehydration and barrier dysfunction. Sounds familiar? That is very similar to over moisturizing your skin. If you remember from my most recent video, I talked about over moisturizing, meaning using multiple moisturizers in your skincare routine. It is the same concept. When you overdo on hydration and try to cover your skin with occlusive layers, it cannot really breathe or do its job properly. All in all, your skin doesn't need repetition with your skincare products. It just needs efficiency, meaning just getting one well-formulated product from each category can already do wonders for your skin. The second way we accidentally overloading our skincare is by layering the same actives in different products. There used to be a time where the ordinary skincare was very popular with each product only carry one ingredient. So it was easier for people to tell what they are putting into their skincare routine, but it's also make it hard for people that not very well versed with ingredients to be struggle with putting a skincare routine together. So now in the modern day formulation, in a single product, there are multiple actives combined in there to help with the ease of use and help people build a simpler skincare routine. However, due to a multifunctional formulas like this, people tend to unknowingly layering the same actives that could potentially destroy the skin barrier. Some of the ingredients are more mild and wouldn't cause too much problem, like the hyaluronic acid that would be present in a lot of the products. But when used in high concentration, it can cause irritation to a lot of people And the case is also true with niacinamide because this ingredient is very easy to work with, but also very tolerable by a lot of the skin type. A lot of the company has been putting niacinamide into almost every single one of their products, even though it wasn't at a high concentration, but it was at a noticeable concentration when you add all of them together. So to someone like me that used to have an extensive maximalist skincare routine, I would accidentally have niacinamide in my cleanser, toner. I had to literally separate my skincare into two stacks, one with niacinamide and one without niacinamide. But even then, the number of the products with niacinamide would still be overwhelmingly much more than the other part. Also, with the trend on the social media, more and more ingredients are getting more popular and viral. Remember the case with PDRN? Everything containing PDRN these days. For example, I have this Jenabel PDRN Enriched Recovery Balm has the salmon PDRN extract in here. And the Heat Blue toner also have the same ingredient because it's such a gentle, calming ingredient to use. So I don't think twice about putting both of these on my skin until I layer too many PDRN products and my skin freaked out. That can easily be the case with gentle ingredients when they are very good and beneficial on their own, but when combined with higher concentration, it can lead to more irritation than good for the skin. Think of it like caffeine. Just a little bit of caffeine would wake you up, make you more productive during the day, but what happens when you consume too much caffeine? You start to get shaky, having anxieties, can't really focus. And that's what would happen with your skin barrier when you overloading them with the same thing. In order to avoid layering the same actives in your skincare routine, there are a couple of tools that can help you diffuse the situation. One, I usually use ChatGPT to help me with analyzing the ingredient. Better yet, if you have 2 or 3 products you are contemplating in using, you can just copy and paste the ingredient list onto ChatGPT and ask it to analyze it, isolate any ingredients that you suspecting them to have, or tell it to make a recommendation for your skin. I find that it can be quite okay. Definitely double check the facts though, but ChatGPT is a very helpful tool if you are not well versed in reading the ingredient list. The other tool is the Inside Decoder, where you can put in the name of the products and it would generate the whole list of ingredients for you to look at and telling you what kind of ingredients that is. This can help tremendously when you want to know if the ingredient is good or what the function of that ingredient is. So there are more resources available for you to use, but definitely you have to do research in order to avoid the overlayering of the same active. The third way of overloading the skincare is by using multiple products targeting the same skin concern. When you have one skin concern, such as acne, there are a couple of ingredients that you can use to treat it, like BHA or azelaic acid. So when people like me who are desperate to fix the acne problem, we tend to go onto one section of any skincare website like Sephora or YesStyle and try to find acne treatment products. By doing so, we unintentionally pick out the products with the same ingredients and ended up layering them when we try to treat our problem. One example I have is this is the Asian Tree Chestnut BHA 2% clear liquid. So clearly it has 2% BHA in here that would be really good at clearing out my acne. I also love the Paula's Choice 10% azelaic acid booster. This is on the surface, you can tell that it is an azelaic acid. But if you read more closely, this one actually contains 0.5 salicylic acid in here. So imagine if I were to use this as a toner and then this as a treatment. Of course, that is an overkill move to do, and especially not very advisable for someone with a reactive and sensitive skin like me. Having these two products combined, you actually have a 2.5% of BHA on your skin. That is quite high and had a higher potential to clearly irritate your skin further. If you want to treat a concern, just use 1 to 2 ingredients that target that specific concern. You don't need to overload your whole skincare routine from cleanser to the moisturizer with that same ingredient. You wouldn't have 3 times more effect with that overlayering. It's just gonna increase the chance of irritation on your skin. Overloading can happen quietly, even in well-intentioned and well-designed skincare routine. But once you understand how it happens, then now we can learn how to prevent it. Number 1, starting with basic. If you don't know where to start with your skincare routine, always start with a 3-step skincare routine where you have 1 cleanser, a treatment, and a moisturizer, coupled with a sunscreen during the day. Some people don't even need a separate moisturizer and sunscreen, so you can actually combine those two into 1 step. Number 2, treat 1 skin concern at a time. For example, someone like me with acne and active breakouts, I would be focusing on treating my active breakouts rather than treating my hyperpigmentation. Of course, some of the ingredients I use, like the azelaic acid, can help with hyperpigmentation along the way, but that shouldn't be my focus at the time that I'm treating my acne. Once everything subsided, I can start moving on to brightening products to treat my hyperpigmentation. 3, add 1 active at a time. In order to avoid overloading and overpowering your skin, always start with 1 active until your skin is adjusted to that ingredient before moving on adding more products into your skincare routine. 4, always remember to read the ingredient list on top of the marketing claim, because a product can claim a lot of things, but the ingredients will tell you what it can actually do. And reading the ingredient list will help you know what exactly in your product in order to avoid overusing it on your skin. 5, if you have multiple actives in your skincare routine, try to alternate them between different days or different skincare routines so that you don't overwhelm your skin with the amount of actives in 1 single skincare routine. So just err on the caution side more when it's come to higher and much more potent actives. Number 6, watch for your skin signal. Your skin can always tell you when you are overdoing stuff. You just have to stop and listen to it. For example, when your skin starts to look flaky or red, it means something in your skincare routine is irritating it. Number 7, having a consistent skincare routine always do much better for your skin than different skincare routine with new products adding in all the time. And remember, always have a basic skincare routine that you can fall back to when you overdo it so that your skin can take a break and recover from everything. Lastly, before adding in a new product, ask yourself, is this something that my skin needs? Can the condition be treated with the products that I already have in my skincare routine? Or it's just me following the trend that I see everywhere? Just answer these questions can help you to slow down and evaluate your skincare routine to avoid duplication, overlayering, overloading your skincare routine. What if you already overloading your skincare and it's resulted in your skin having a barrier dysfunction? What should you do? The answer is very simple. You should scale back and do a reset on your skin. I have been doing this journey for the last 3 weeks, and I have to say it's helped my skin so much more than what I have been doing and treating it in the last 6 months. So going back to basic, having a simple 3-step skincare routine can really do wonder for your skin in the events that you aggravate or overpower your skin with too many products. Giving your skin 1 to 2 weeks to rest and reset will definitely help it recover much faster than keep on pushing and changing out products. After your skin feels healthy again, you can start to go in slowly by introducing 1 product at a time. All in all, skincare isn't about having a long, extensive skincare routine. It really is about understanding what your skin needs the most. Healing comes from awareness, not layering. If your skincare shelf is overflowing and your skin is still suffering from barrier dysfunction symptoms, then your skin don't need more. It just needs a break. If you enjoyed this video and find it helpful, please give me a like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my next video. And remember, take care of your skin, take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.